Welcome back to Footy and Friends. Really, really good lineup today. Lots of laughs, lots of angry moments, lots of funny moments, and of course, good footy insight. Before this episode starts, this is me, Mack, reminding you in my code to hit that subscribe button, like, and hit the bell. So, cheers.
Yes! Welcome back to Footy and Friends. This episode is brought to you by BWS. Do you like
BWS?
you like game day
The BWS.
bevies, Brett?
Yes.
We had a couple game day bevies on the weekend
We
at
did.
the netball,
At the
Brett.
netball. How good was
Gun
that?
Mav Nation.
That's it. Yeah, we love it.
Get your M's up.
You. Yeah.
Mick, get your M's up. Get your M's up. That's what we were doing.
M's up.
Plenty going on.
Smell the scarves.
Yeah, we had a
early.
good night,
Yeah.
which we'll unpack actually in a minute. Michael, how are you?
Good. Hey, fresh off the tennis court. You get out for a bit of a swing this morning. You and Kermit. Those listening, he's wearing
Yeah.
a Wilson athletic jumper. That's
Yeah.
green.
That's
green.
It's green. It
Yeah.
is. It's green. And
Down at the country club, were you?
well, we know what happened at the country club in Tasmania.
Royal South
Had
Yarra.
a few
Something
people
people
there.
reach out saying they were going to come
Yeah,
to the country
mate.
club.
Is
We
that
had
the
heaps
Royal McLeod country club that you go to?
Mate, we've got to start with these McLeod jokes. I don't live in McLeod. And someone messaged me yesterday saying that they saw me at the post office in McLeod and that they said g'day
That's so
and
true.
I didn't say anything back.
You
Because it
jerk.
wasn't me, mate. I don't,
Not that there's anything wrong with living in McLeod.
no, I used to live in McLeod. I think is that where the joke comes from?
No, that's where your block is. Next to
Michael
Doug.
Hurley's local club, McLeod.
It is McLeod.
Aidan Corr.
Kangaroo. Yeah, Corey. Yeah.
Anyway.
Moving on. Link and Mack, how are you boys? You well?
Good to be back in the VIC.
Yeah.
Feeling good.
Victoria, yeah. Hey, off the top, talk us through. So you went and played for Georgetown on the weekend. How did it all go?
Yeah.
We can't actually give full context to why the boys were there, but if you do want to find out more, it's on the Patreon.
Some calls coming soon.
Faffers, you'll be doing a podcast this week about it.
Mick looks wildly
Yeah.
confused.
No, I knew why you told me why you were there.
I
But
gave him the rundown.
or the whole, and I
Thing.
was still confused when you were telling me.
Yeah.
Oh, there's going to be a good YouTube video out to watch soon, so
Yeah.
just wait for that one. Game was good. Good boys there at the Georgetown Saints. All very accommodating.
How was Darcy?
Darcy's a legend. Darcy's a real good fella. We had a beer with him night before. Alex as well, one of the blokes that to drive his car back into the Launceston from Georgetown. He said, "Oh, good mate, just leave it. Chuck the keys in the mailbox, leave it at the front of your house." Shows the sort of legends that are down
That's the
there.
best. That
So-
kind of stuff does happen out in McLeod.
Yeah, that does. Yeah, me and Doug
boys.
do that all the time.
Yeah.
We've got a new addition to the set as well. So we got the newspaper there. But Mack and I actually had some great connection on field. I dished one off to him and he dished one off to me at the start of the game. So 3 goals between us. So it was,
yeah,
it was very good.
I haven't read this.
I've seen the title, yeah.
The title's hilarious. Podcast. This is back page
Podcast
of the
hosts.
Examiner.
Okay, so this is the same day that Hawthorn are playing North Melbourne.
Yeah.
in Launceston.
Back page.
Back page. So podcast host to pull on boots. That's the headline. And then a little subheading, I think we call this in the biz. Members of a popular Australian football podcast will pull on the boots for Georgetown today following the cancellation of their show.
I didn't have to give us a drive-by.
Oh my God.
Okay.
How did you guys get on that newspaper art? How the hell did that happen?
I know people in the industry deal.
The photo, though, is amazing. Is
Mate, you should've seen
amazing.
some- I wish there's a way they could give us the whole album because we were in some weird poses at times.
I'm sure we'll be able to get it.
Did your mum buy you that hat with the L on it?
Nah, it's ORTC's own brand.
It is.
Yeah,
I've got
that's
one
it.
with a
So
funnily enough, an M on it.
You'd have an M, Nick, wouldn't you? With a Mick?
Yeah.
Like, Brett, you'd have a bloody
Nah.
You'd have a
you'd have
P
a
on
3
it.
on it.
You'd have a P on it.
Three.
Yeah.
I got one with a C because I didn't want to get an M. I thought it was just it's a bit weird to have your own letter. So I got a C for like clubby.
That's
Oh,
why,
okay,
that's why
cool.
Brett's got a P.
Yeah.
Anyway,
For
back
pro.
to the Examiner's
Brett.
back page, hard hitting. For more information, you can go to page 75.
There you go.
And if Josh Partridge doesn't make the big time after this exclusive,
He'll be buddy with the Herald soon. But that's fantastic.
He'll be on the agenda setters tonight,
Hey,
Josh.
if you do want to find out more about that, though, head to the
TheExaminer.com.
Patreon and on Trench Talk this week. We do have something
subscription.
really exciting coming.
The
So
Examiner.
last thing on
With
the
that.
footy, we got the
Yeah.
win. And without saying this, I got some more attention after quarter time, so I sort of got shut out of the
Lincoln
game.
sort of got.
get
Lincoln looked
tagged?
like a player who hasn't played in ages, but if it took it a little bit serious, he'd be all right. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Was it sort of like Richie Vandenberg in the EJ Witten game? He sort of went out there and just really took it way too seriously.
no, he was good. Like
I
he
had
was
6 touches, 5 marks, 2 goals at quarter time, and basically didn't touch it after that.
He was taking marks all around the ground. I was like, damn, Link's actually not bad at footy. I was
Yeah.
sort of a little bit surprised.
And Mac, you were saying that you two bonded over there. Sort of.
Oh, we were the whole game. We were just like kicking it to each other. Like I just lower the eyes, look for Lincoln. Often miss the kick, but I'd get within a couple meters of him, and he was doing the same. Like I set up his goal, he set up mine.
That's lovely.
And then we just stayed in a shithole, which you'll find out, and we just bonded off it, didn't we?
It was good.
Yeah.
Good on you, boys.
I look forward to watching.
Watching
that.
Hey, before we get into the footy too, we've got to talk about Mav Nation down there at where were we?
John Cain.
John Cain.
Yeah.
John Cain Arena.
Were you
Fantastic.
courtside?
We
Courtside, mate. We're fucking pretty much. I had to check I wasn't wearing a bib that said goal shooter on it, mate. I was pretty much on the court.
You'd be a good wing attacker.
They're in the Cobram Estate box on the side.
How good was
Brettles.
Saturday? Court side and back page. We had a
Court,
good
mate,
Saturday.
Saturday was shit else.
Footy and Friends _ is
Kangas.
flying.
Yeah, what aren't we doing? But we had good fun. I just want to give a big shout out to a few players, actually.
Was there a 3/4 time mascot out there with a netball on their head?
There was. I had to go check if it wasn't you. But Mav Nation, as I said, so we got Army out there, the skipper.
Amy Pumpmenter.
Yep. Sasha,
Sonny Sash.
another great player. Molly
And Mole. Yep.
and Liv and Jesse. They're some great players that we met there, so I just want to give them a shout
They're
out.
the girls that came to the brewery after
They are.
come
They're
and
the
said
ones we
hello.
had a beer with, so I just want to make sure we...
Do you reckon if I was in Victoria, I could have come?
No, there was no spare seats.
Yeah, it was weird because next to you was my mate Rui, Nick Rewald, who's a good mate of
looked
mine.
wrapped in that video as
and
well.
Big Cozzy.
And Big Cos.
Big Cos and Brent from Cobram and his mates, but we had a good time. It was good fun.
Was. Thanks for the invite, Brent.
Yeah, thank you, Brent. Hey, plenty going on today, boys.
Key ring.
Oh,
These have arrived. These have
voice just
gone
went
out
voice just
again.
cracked. I'm so excited.
Spoke to the Faffers, but the key rings are finally here. They've been sent out. So, Mick, I'd love to present you the number 2.
I thought it was going to be number 21.
No. The numbers went out to the Faffers. So the first 3 got 3, 21.
Oh, they
and
did. That's
43.
Right. So I got 2. What break?
Yeah.
4.
Brett got 4. There you go, Brett.
Hang on. I feel like I should have 2 if Brett's got. Brett, do you want 2?
No.
No. It's in order because you were the second person. We had Tommy, but he left. So
That's fair.
he left.
Nah, maybe we should hold that one for Nahas 4.
Oh shit! I haven't got one for Nahas yet. Fucking always forget Nahas.
He's going to
We
get like
always forget him.
140 or something.
And then Mac and Link. So Mac, you're 5 because you just beat Link.
You came and did that thing where you sat awkwardly in the corner for about 12
Technically, in
episodes.
terms of paid people, though, Mac Link was before Mac. So
I just
maybe
kept rocking up late.
you should go 5, and then you go 6.
What number were you?
I was number 1 because I thought it was the first.
And so who was 3? Shez.
Jarrah Withers. So the first person who signed up to Faffers got number 3.
Ah.
Yeah, and the second got 21, and the third got 43.
Yeah.
7 doesn't go.
Nah,
And so
7.
Mick was on it before I was he?
Yeah. Yeah, he's
That's
on
cool,
first.
though.
Anyway,
Well
let's
done.
move on. So they're there.
It's gonna be nice, man.
What am I going to do with that?
Put it on your key ring.
Put it on
Oh,
your key ring,
yeah.
mate. Chuck it on your keys for one of your 3 houses that you've got.
Doesn't fit 4.
I've just got a couple more things going on. At the netball, we saw Benny Lyon, too, Gary Lyon's son.
Good victory by the
Sorry,
Mavs.
that's what I was going to say.
Shout out.
An amazing victory by
Huge.
the Mavs.
Top team.
Top
Knocked them
team.
off.
They beat the
New
Swifts.
South Wales Swifts.
Yeah, so Mavs haven't had a great year this year. I think they might be on the bottom, but they beat the top team.
There were some big
any
dogs in the
given day,
building. They
'cause we
said,
were there.
Time to show out.
Exactly
And,
right.
and what I'm getting a sense of is
Footy, netball, and
they're-
friends.
They're the type of team that, like you said, 7 or 8 of them have made their way to the brewery after the game.
Yeah, no, they were having fun.
So it's,
They're a good bunch.
this week I'm expecting a little bit of a...
Yeah. Wow.
Maybe.
Who we got?
Oh, good idea.
Yeah, no, I can't remember.
Go
I think it's in
Mavs.
Adelaide, though.
So were they listeners? Did they say?
We didn't get that far
So
in
if
the
they're
chat.
in
We're just having
Adelaide, I'm
fun.
guessing they're playing Adelaide.
Yes, but
Thunderbirds.
I don't know what the team is.
Thunderbirds.
Anyway, we love the netball, and it was actually a really good spectacle. No,
Mate, it's a great game to watch.
It was fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Really good.
I had to explain a few rules to Dill, but...
For obstruction.
yeah. Why did that happen?
I'm definitely a wing defence.
Yeah. You are. You probably actually could do the cutting of the oranges and the drinks as well.
There was a bloke that was on the boundary umpire. There was one of the umpires who looked exactly like Brett. I've
boundary
got to
umpire.
get a photo.
He wasn't a bet. There's 2 refs.
He was a ref, and he had the beach blonde hair, and he was just prancing up and down. He looked a lot like Brett over here.
Prettles.
Prettles. All right, let's get into the
7 tips for
footy,
me
eh?
and you. DB?
Yeah, 7 out of 7, mate. Well done.
Yep.
And Mick, you had 5. You missed North.
And
just,
I went with
and Carlton just.
Just, yeah, two.
Two just.
Just don't have to be dead to be stiff.
No. To be erect. Sorry. Now, where do we even go with this game on Thursday? Moving on. Where do we go on Thursday night, boys? What do we do here? Do we just burn the joint down?
Well, no, we graffiti it.
Yeah.
So what did they actually say in the graffiti? Because I used to have a bit of a spray can myself. I used to get out there and get up there.
Put
Playing
bucks
number
on.
7.
They said sack the board, sack Austin, sack Lloyd, but keep Voss.
And they spelled it all wrong?
Oh, I don't
I think
know.
they spelled most
No,
of it
that's
wrong.
just what they do with graph. You get creative with spelling.
Yeah.
They ran
I
out of
checked
room.
Mark Murphy's hands for black paint yesterday. That wasn't him, so I can confirm that.
What is Murph's take on the situation down there at the Blues? Let's call him.
Let's call him. I'm not sure what he didn't want to go into it too deeply. They're just right out of confidence. Right out of confidence. That's something good.
I think what I saw to the eye on Thursday, they did try and play a little bit quicker and get a little bit more speed on the ball, but
Rather than the slowest team we've ever seen.
yeah, it looked a little bit like the left hand didn't really know what the right hand were doing in terms of ahead of the ball. Because they only had really 5 days, didn't they, from the Saturday game to Thursday to make any adjustments they wanted to. Wouldn't have had much of a chance to train any of those adjustments, and yeah, it looked a little bit disconnected, I would say.
Murph said what he wants to see this week against Collingwood too, mind you,
And Brisbane the week after.
which is effort. And I felt like they, and you had Choco on your podcast.
Great podcast, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, have a listen to that.
And he used to be massive on a couple of things with tackling. Is don't tackle cactuses. Get your tits on them.
Yeah.
And they did none of that.
Hang on. Don't tackle cactuses. Oh, right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because it
Because you don't really want to get get in there and tackle it, do you? So you
Yes.
tackling
yes.
a cactus.
Good call.
You can use that one with the North boys if you want. They were
couple of
tackling
tackles.
cactuses on the kids tackles.
There was a little bit of that.
You know what? I reckon this is a scare game for Collingwood this week.
I don't reckon.
I don't think so either. I know what you're saying, but I just don't think that's...
Leave that to us, mate.
Yeah.
We're the,
No, mate, I
previews.
appreciate it, but I just think Collingwood are going to do some bad things this
That's
week.
Friday
too.
night?
Yeah,
it
it's
is.
Friday night too.
Yeah.
Do you know what's... AFL's very funny sometimes. The scheduling's been really interesting at the moment, like with some of the games being put on certain times. But one thing you'll never stuff up is putting the Carlton Collingwood game on a Friday night. And this game is coming.
Carlton home game.
It's coming at a...
Are they going to turn up, the Blue supporters?
They do turn
Oh,
up.
they always turn up, mate.
You had no, mate.
They'll always
Yeah.
turn
They
up.
always do.
They will turn up, mate. Can I take you through talking of tackles? Because Choco inspired me about tackles when I spoke to him as well. I'm going to talk you through who did not have a tackle on the weekend at the
Okay,
Blues. Flynn Young, but came on as a sub.
Yeah.
Look good. Werribee boy.
Yeah.
Werribee boy.
He'll be a good player.
Did you reckon he that the black and yellow, black and yellow, black and yellow?
He ran out to it? No,
Yeah.
he wasn't. He wasn't around in 2005.
Okay. Zachy Williams didn't have a tackle. Brett. Mitch McGovern didn't have a tackle. Brett.
He's not a friend of the show.
No.
He's not.
Am I allowed to call? I feel like I have a license to just.
You can, mate.
Yeah. Not us, Mitch. Anytime.
Nah,
mate.
off him.
Anytime.
I feel bad going at these, but like there was
You can. How about
there was
I
points
can
there
go
where
off him.
like it wasn't his night. Like just
When fucking is it his night?
oh
How about we'll just
He
do
kicked
this
four the
thing?
week
I'll
before,
come at
mate.
him and then you can just say.
He's been
Hey.
I'm listening up for Mitch here because he's a defender, but played behind the ball for a long time. Out of necessity, they've said, let's throw him ahead
they
of the
do
ball.
throw him around a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they've been doing it for a while. You should surely it's clicked now. He's been getting thrown around for years.
Yeah.
When I call him out, you can say, "Hey, don't say that."
Okay.
If you want to just
Yeah.
hold your
Hey,
own.
don't say that. Fantasia didn't have a tackle.
Don't know why we signed him.
Jordan Boyd didn't have a tackle. The best kick in the team.
But they were saying the kick-ins.
He takes the kick-ins.
I don't hate Jordan Boyd, to be fair. He was
And one tackle was the other Young, Lewis
One
Young.
tackle.
One.
Lewis
Young.
Young. This is hard because I do love these boys, but there's something Lewis Young did on the weekend.
He fucking sucks. He's been shit-outs for ages as well. Mate, we've got how many passengers?
He was in the arcade. He wasn't even fucking watching the game.
Yeah.
I was on the Spirit Tasmania playing Big Buck Hunter.
You told me you didn't have a TV in the backpackers room, so I don't know how
this
you
was
can
on.
comment
This
on
was
any
on
of
the.
this.
I was on the Spirit. We were watching it on the Spirit of Taz.
I had to sub out and go and play Big Buck Hunter in the arcade because I was that fucking bored.
Yeah, okay. Anyway, look,
good at it
I
too.
dare say there'll be some tackling this weekend. There'll be some cactuses out there.
Yeah.
Getting right into it.
I don't reckon there'll be cactuses because they don't want to tackle cactuses. They want to tackle bags. Yeah. Actually,
You don't want to tackle
a
a
couple of
Okay.
big ones.
Good point.
Get the mouth guards out, boys, I reckon.
Yeah, I'll say.
And maybe just do a few skills. You know, maybe hit a few targets.
Yeah.
I'll tell
Go on
you
inside forward 50.
I'll tell you who is on fire at the moment.
Mack.
One of our favourites that we absolutely love on this show. Oh, no. And this is his last chance.
Sorry, I missed your call.
You piece of shit, Mitch Georgiades. I hope you literally
No, don't say it.
have a good morning.
Yeah.
It's a decline.
Oh, that's
Double
brilliant.
called him.
5 goals too for Mitch.
What is it? A Monday morn?
I'll tell you what, I enjoyed it. Don't even.
Yo.
Yeah, here he is. Do not disturb early as well. That was I was going to put one through your jaw.
Kid you not, I've literally just woken up, so that, again, very lucky.
How are you, mate? Hey, another big 5-bagger on the weekend. You excited with that one?
Yeah, good, mate. Was nice to get another couple. Doesn't happen very often, so yeah, pretty happy with that.
You're on Footy and Friends as well, mate. Might as well let you know with Mick Barlow and Brett Delidio. You got
Morning,
Mack
mate.
and Link here
Morning.
as well.
Hey,
Hey,
Mitch.
boys, how are we?
Hey, Mitch, how are you?
Good, mate. Good.
Hey, Mitch, are you and Bucko actually mates, or are you just doing this out of courtesy?
I'm curious. I'm curious to that as well, actually.
Half mates.
I'd say we're pretty good mates. We played some golf together,
We're
and
mates.
yeah.
Me and Dill Bark.
Hey, Mitchy, how are the boys going at the moment down there at the pair? You got Zachy's. He's taking his angry pills still, and everyone's up and about. It was a good win.
Yeah, it was a good win against your baggers. Yeah, look, it was Butsy's obviously flying along at the moment. It's been a little bit up and down the last couple of weeks, but starting to feel like we're at least playing some much better footy than we were at the start of the year. So things are coming together, I think, nicely.
Yeah, lovely. Hey, talk us through Big Miles Bergman as well. I like this man. You're telling me he's like, isn't he the most professional bloke in the AFL? Like weighs out his food and everything.
Yeah, he's like Kenny calls him the Hulk. Like, he's just a monster in the gym, loves food. Like, as professional as he gets. And, like, he's ripped, like, as strong as you ever see. Like, he's our strongest bloke at our club, our best runner. He's got everything. Like, he's a freak, genuine.
I love that gym as well, mate. I've been there a couple of times down there at Port.
Yeah, lifting some heavy weights down there, weren't you?
Mitch, talk me through Miles's haircut. What are your thoughts on that?
The comb over.
Well, not just the comb over, but he looks a bit like Lord Farquaad, mate, off Shrek.
Lord Farquaad, yeah. Actually, don't mind that.
I reckon
Yeah,
he could be a
that's
big rooster,
spot
mate,
on.
because he's axed up. He could be a big Hulk,
Just
as
needs a
you
little
said.
trim up on the hair.
Yeah, just get him to sharpen up. Maybe a nice fade.
Yeah, we can do that. We can organise something along those lines.
If we're staying on hair, one I noticed on Thursday night when you were playing the Blues, Travis Boak, who's about 40 years old.
He's
now,
looking hot though. He's looking good.
still looking good
Yeah.
and still growing it out.
Is he thickening it up, is he?
I reckon, is there a bit of thickening work?
I think so. Like, it just keeps getting longer and longer. I don't think it's necessarily the thickest hair, but I think
He's on the mosh.
The longer it is, the more you can cover it up. So
Sometimes it actually
definitely
works in
a little bit conscious
reverse.
of it.
Yeah, when you work in reverse, sometimes I had to keep mine short because it looks a bit wispy. Hey, speaking of handsome people as well, Zachy Butters as well. I know he's one of your good mates. How's he going? Is he in love at the moment? Has he found a nice Adelaide girl?
No Adelaide girls on the go, as I'm aware. But look, you never know with Zachy.
Yeah.
It's one of the life's great mysteries.
Yeah.
We'll just leave it at that, I reckon.
Yeah, okay.
Not too sure.
And mate, how's that sauna going as well that you got there in the garage? Are you still using your sauna?
Yeah, it works double time when you got full clothes on as well.
Yeah.
It's like,
Do you have any idea of the
yeah,
context
yeah,
of
it
that?
wasn't my best moment, but
He was live on the news and they made him go in his sauna with his clothes on, which was just random. Hey, and last one, mate, on serious, the darts. Now, the boys at Port, they're actually onto something here. They've got these digital dart boards that they have at home and they play each other at darts and you can play.
That's terrific.
Yeah, like
Wow.
stream it. We want to get something streaming. Who's the big dartsman's up there? Who's playing the darts?
The dartsman.
Horn Francis, massive
The
into
horny.
it.
Darts.
He'd probably be number one at the club. Big Ollie Wines.
The Wineman.
He's actually quite good value with the darts as well. There's a fair few crew actually that's going around now. Darcy Byrne-Jones, Kane Farrell, Tyson Goldsack, our coach. He's right into it. There's a fair few going around.
Love it.
Hey, Mitch, Link here. One from me. Remember when we nearly dapped up in the rooms that one time?
That was awkward, wasn't it?
Just make sure you practice until I'll see you next, all right?
We can redo it. We can try it again. We do another pair game. We won that game, so you have to come back.
Yeah, true.
Mitchie, you've been amazing with your time, mate. It was nearly the death of the show if you didn't actually pick up. So I'm really pleased that you did, and look forward to catching up soon, mate.
Awesome. Thanks for the guys.
You're a good man. How many next week, by the way? Yeah, who you got?
We've got Brizzy, Harris Andrews. Ooh.
Oh, Harris Andrews. Oh, yeah. You might get Sam Day. He used to play baseball, so just get
on the move, mate. Just get on the move.
Going back. Are you wearing the prison bars anytime soon? Has Koshy got that over the line?
No, we're not. Well, they're not allowed to
Not
wear
allowed to
prison
talk
bars
about it
anymore.
even.
No.
Yeah.
No. Hey, I just realised something. You know they say never tear us apart, never pair us apart.
Just, that'll do. That was a really good chat, Dylan.
On that note,
Few takeaways from the call.
He's a great man. He's a great man, Mitch.
If we dissect that call, I think right at the top of the list is one of life's great mysteries, Zach Butters' love life. One of the great mysteries.
I don't like when there's personal jokes in here, but it's always like when we go to Adelaide, we always play golf with Mitch and Zach, me, Will, Mitch and Zach, and basically those boys just rip into each other about never getting a date.
Yeah, okay.
So I think it's more
The darts thing's
the dart thing's very
very
interesting.
good.
It's cool. So they've got what? Like it's like you played online.
So it's a dartboard, and you have it at your own house, and you can play with someone playing at their house, and it's
Yeah,
online.
Have
You
they
can
got
stream
sensors
it.
on the
Sensors on them.
on the board?
That's
Yeah,
cool.
Yeah.
We should get one here.
So they all play together. Like they'll hook the laptop up, and they're all on the call, and they're all like playing darts against each other. They could just go to each other's house and do it,
Yeah.
but I suppose just
When they won that game, because I think when we went to Adelaide, they lost a few before we went and watched. They were that fired up in the rooms. Like,
Yeah.
I felt like I'd played in one as well.
I love Port.
Good boys over there.
Hey, the next night we're going to moving on from that
Yeah,
game.
let's
Good
move on.
stuff. Well done to Port Adelaide. Got the job done.
But
Carlton.
I had a note here. A lot of players not up to it at Carlton.
yeah,
Good.
okay.
That's a great note.
And I
Yeah.
want
That
to
one,
say after I was being a bit
list
mean,
manager.
prove me wrong, baggers.
Oh well.
I want to hear Sarko.
On Friday night, Sydney
wrong.
played the Western Bulldogs
Yes.
at the SCG. Now, a lot was made of the surface, but on that surface was genuinely two bloody teams just having a good go.
They had a go at it.
At
And
it. It was a very good game of football. And they went
at it.
at it.
What about the highlights from it? Gee, some of the goals that were kicked
amazing,
crazy.
were brilliant.
Mate, what
He
about
kicks
Joel
five.
Frazier?
Joel Frazier kicked
Three
four,
and a-
has
three and a quarter.
23. Sam Darcy just like again,
not bad,
it's
is
like
he?
a cheap just kick it somewhere like 2
Yeah.
metres above his head, and he just
Yeah.
gets the jukes on it. Dogs going really well. Bramble has 15. Like, it was just a
Yeah.
strange game. Bramble got delisted from Hawthorn. He comes
Yeah.
down as 15 and a quarter.
Yeah.
in one of the premiership fancies.
You know what Dills and Greg Swan and Laura Kane would be saying after this?
What were they saying, mate?
Game's in a good place
You
after
reckon?
that game.
Surface, not so much.
The service not in a great place,
Yeah.
but the
Game.
game is in a good place.
Yeah. Prior to like having a look at it, and we're sitting on our couch and watching this game, but I always found the SCG one of the hardest decks to get your boots right because it was
Slippery.
It was slippery, but if you wore screw-ins, it didn't really help because you'd still slide around. Dimmer came in at halftime. Like, here's a fucking idea, you blokes. Get your heads out of your ass. Get some screw-ins on. It's like, right, that's going to be the difference, and we won that game.
Yeah.
So the screw-ins help, you reckon?
Well, I had to. Yeah,
I don't
'Cause
know if
Dimmer went
many
off.
players these days
You're not
wear
allowed it.
screw-ins. Really?
Yeah, I thought they got banned.
Right, you are allowed to.
You
You
averaged
just have to have
22
plastic.
disposals at the SCG, by the way.
I did.
Yeah.
I used to have old Birdie used to run around next to me a fair
Craig?
bit.
Yeah, check my stats on that link. I had a couple good games there. I kicked 4 there on Toby
just have
Pink.
it
No,
ready.
I actually kicked 6 on Toby Pink. There.
Is it 4 or 6?
It was 2 occasions, but yeah.
We averaged 9 disposals at the SCG.
Pressure forward.
Anyway, I think I was sub a couple of times.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And tagging the other sub.
Yeah.
The Sydney sub, which was Andreas Everett.
No, it would have been Harry Cunningham, I reckon, back then.
Yeah.
Well,
just finding his way,
yeah,
cutting his
finding
teeth.
his way.
On that shit app that you use, can you see
Free life?
the next 5 for?
You ought to give me
the
more
Dogs?
notice because you've got 6 minutes of ads that I've got to get to
Oh,
before.
right. But the Dogs have got some real winnable games to solidify to get right up there in the top 8.
North next week.
Hey, let's.
Adelaide.
Or Adelaide's a test. That's
And then Adelaide,
North to
Brisbane.
test.
sorry, that's wrong. Oh,
Skip straight to Adelaide as a test, have you?
well, mate,
Kangas
after your
on edge.
last game,
Kangas on edge.
They're 4 on.
Hey, Joel Frazier was picked 45,
I know.
right? So, and he didn't get a rising star nom. This is bloody corrupt. I feel like
it's corruption.
they figure out ways to give people opportunities to get rising star noms year after year. But he didn't get a rising star nom in 24. Not eligible in 25.
Because he played more than 10 games, that's why.
Well, his first 10 games were shit house, and then
Well,
he started
yeah,
to fire
right.
up. Now he's on.
They've got to go easy on this stuff because it can
Mini
be
bond.
kiss of death. They, kind of mini bonded him.
Yeah, but that was earlier in the season. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a great game from him, and he's been getting better the last few games that he's played. But he had a little lull there for a while. But I like this kid.
I went for a
He's got a real big work rate.
as you know, like I like to run.
You do, Flowers.
runner.
Strava at Mick Barlow.
So Strava-
MJ Barlow, actually. It's
Came
MJ
back from
Barlow.
a run the other morning. It was a Saturday morning. This is a couple of weeks ago. Joel Frazier and Lockie McNeil were out in front of a house. I stopped. They just lived around the corner from
How
me.
do you know them?
Well, I just saw them.
Footy.
Footy.
Oh,
Yes,
the industry.
the mutual in industry.
The WhatsApp group. We're all in that
So
WhatsApp
anyway,
group.
we're playing this Thursday
Yeah.
night, so I might egg their house on Wednesday night.
You've been barlowed.
That's very good.
Do you reckon? Anyway.
Do we know why Frazier was picked up at pick 45? Like,
Well, his draft year, like he had one really big game where I can kick 7 and had 24 or 5 or something like that. Had a big day, but didn't consistently put it all together. You know, so
Was it, they were thinking of flash in the pan job?
no, but he just didn't like consistently put together like.
And
it
where's
was
he
a-
from? Do you know?
Which begs the question. Did you throw that in the ring?
Did, yeah, but it was already done by the time.
right.
who do you go with?
I couldn't tell you.
Yeah, Flog, whoever it is.
Yeah.
Who are you saying next 5 you want to see? Because the ads are finished, so I can actually tell you now. Okay, we move on.
Link's
We got a
already done
DM
it.
saying that you can nearly buy the app.
I'd actually be keen to look into that.
You don't need to
I don't
buy
know.
that.
Yeah, anyway.
Swans season done. Finished.
Yes.
6 and 9.
Yeah, well, even if they're not in the finals, they're not.
Absolutely they
Yeah,
are.
they're nowhere near it.
Yeah. Gold Coast versus Melbourne.
Wow. So I was actually rocking up to
The Mavs game.
Brent's apartment pre-Mavs game and watching this game and listening to it on the radio on the way in.
Yeah.
And Melbourne is shite.
That's your takeaway from listening to it on the radio.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Fuck, that was a slow bit.
Yeah.
Like, some of the garbage you come up with. Yeah. Like, just say that straight off the top, not that. So I jumped in the car.
Mate, it's
and it was a
called-
little
it's-
bit chilly, so I put the thermostat up to 26.
It's called storytelling, mate. It's called story arcing. I'll tell you this as well.
I went
though.
with the SEN call over the Triple M call.
Even though we're not doing Embrace the Mid today, I want to embrace the Mid 3.5 to Jake Melsham.
Yeah.
Because
Melky.
in a losing team, we mentioned this
Chops.
a few weeks ago, I thought he was playing at Wonthaggi 3 years ago. And he has
That's
come
harsh.
back and is kicking 5 in a game.
Yeah. And it's actually even more impressive that he kicked 6 points.
Yeah.
Just kick 5.
11 shots on goal.
11 shots.
BWS stat from last week.
Gold Coast have not beaten Melbourne at People First Stadium since round 2013. Good on you, BWS stat. That's
Only that
fantastic.
he's had 11 shots on goal, but 12 score involvement. So selfish. Didn't really share him around.
yeah.
Bring your teammates into it, Melky. Nah, he was incredible.
Didn't even get best on.
Brizzy. Gold Coast just threw the first punch, didn't they? For
Yeah.
the first quarter, she was all over. Melbourne kind of come back after that. Gold Coast nearly laid the egg late, but playing from behind.
Deal with that stat. I mean,
Very
so
hard.
it's the first time they've beaten Melbourne there in 12 years.
Yes.
What on?
So Flowers, Gold Coast.
Yes. Flowers, Gold Coast.
Not as convincing as I would have liked it, but I don't think Melbourne is as far off it as what
They came back a bit in the second half, didn't they?
they kicked 5 goals to 1 in the
It's
last
actually
quarter.
just what I
Yeah.
said. Like, I
Yeah.
just said
if
that.
you had listened and you
Apologies.
weren't
I was
still
underlining Trent Rivers because I wanted to speak about him and Brad Green saying that he's...
Oh, yeah.
Because that has actually proved to be true. He has not been playing in the midfield at all, and he needs to get back in there. So, Brad, the president, maybe look into that and get Trent Rivers in the midfield. Because you got to mix it up, brother.
yeah.
Well, they're more of the discussion at the moment is about Langford and Lindsay, these younger players getting some exposure to.
Windsor back into the team.
So poor old Trent's. Brad's going to get up there next season launch and go, starting midfield, Gorn,
Yeah.
Langford,
Yeah.
Lindsay,
Windsor.
Petrarca, Windsor.
Shit, fucking hell. He just misses out, doesn't he? He's just in that weird, he's like the middle child
In
in
grey
between
zone.
the youth and the old. Yeah, we need to look into that.
Anyway,
moving on.
Suns bank one, which solidifies them in the top 8.
So they're going to play finals, are they,
Just.
Brett? We might get Brett a question without notice here. The top 8. Right now, the Giants
got it here,
are
mate.
in 9th on the live app. So Giants are in 9th.
Yep.
Hold on, that just popped up.
With a putrid percentage, the Giants, or not putrid,
Is that
but
how it
107.
finishes? Because the top 9
I
is
reckon this is
the
the
top
top
9. Obviously, Kangas can make a late run, but the Giants 9th.
Well,
Are they going in? And who's coming out?
Never know. Saints could get there.
I think the Dogs are definitely, they're going to stay. Suns, I don't know what their draws like. They've got the game in hand too, remember, at the end of the year.
Should we take the next 5? I'll take the next 5.
Go quick while you got it.
Essendon, Collingwood at home,
Yep.
Adelaide away,
Add.
Brisbane at home, and then Richmond at home.
Yeah, so some winnable games there for
Add.
the Suns.
Oh, is that which what
That's Candy Crush. Candy Crush 4.6 has just arrived.
updated version?
Yeah.
So the Suns are in with a game in hand to play against Essendon, who have got
That was
raft
an
of
important
injuries.
win by the Dockers last night. We'll get to that game, obviously, which we all
of course.
watched
Hey,
along.
Suns
Would
can't
only
afford to
order.
drop this one, though, against the Bombers if they came down here.
The Bombers?
Yeah.
Yes.
Coming off the bye, though, the Bombers, so look
Next
out.
game, we're moving on to.
Bombers are cooked though, Brett. They've even added to their injury list again. Did you hear about the free training? Apparently, I've heard this.
What did you hear
I'll tell you this on Brittles.
for free?
Prettles. I heard that the session that they hurt themselves in, they weren't meant to be training.
And they got rolled out.
Brad Scott was away. Then someone said, nah, you know what, let's get out there and have a session,
Yeah.
get them ready for Monday. One of those non-compulsory, compulsory sessions.
Right.
And 3 of them have gone down.
Wowee.
Mick, if you did that, what would you be copping?
Be more time at clubby sports. To be
Yeah.
fair. One man's trash is another man's treasure. Dylan.
Yeah, so watch this space.
Who are they playing this week, Essendon? Sorry.
Oh, I'll tell you the next 5.
This week they got the Suns, haven't they?
No, they got the Suns, they got Richmond, Giants, Bulldogs, Swans.
So who was this week? That's all I wanted.
Suns.
Mate.
We just
spoke
said that
about
before.
yeah.
My bad.
Couple of times.
My bad.
On to the next. You're just you're trying to get us
Get
to,
out of this game. So
Yeah.
one mulligan a month, and haven't used it this month. So Hawthorn versus North Melbourne at UTAS.
She was
Slipped over a lot, outcompeted. Hawks pretty good, ran better than us. Fresh
Let's
off
go
a
with the
break.
shirts off.
Yeah, what
before
was
the game.
that?
What
The
was
shirts
that
off
about?
pre-game.
They always that. It's like
What is it?
Put your jumpers on
put
together.
Jumpers on together.
We used to do that at Richmond
nice.
too,
Yeah.
but we do it in.
Yeah.
Well, that was meant. There
You
was,
can, but it's just because of the rooms.
Yeah, the rooms
Yeah.
were a
Yeah.
little
And
bit.
there's a camera in there, which is awful.
So they do it every week.
I mind that.
Um,
We had a cool thing at Carlton, actually. It was, and I hated it when at the Giants I didn't do this. Not in the NEFL anyway, but
wash the towels.
they didn't wash the towels at the Giants, no. It was you never
Tear us
your
apart.
jumper can never,
Never touch the
that's
ground?
port shit. I didn't play the port. No. You never jumper never touches the ground.
Yeah.
So you could never
Yeah.
put
You
had
jumper
to hand
in the
it back.
ground, hand it back and you put them in this special box. And also at Carlton there's this really cool thing that I saw recently while I was still there. There's a Chewy tin, that has Chewies in pre-game that's been there since like
Craig Bradley
even earlier, like the
Bruce
60s.
Dool.
So my dad even
had
used
Chewy
that
out of it.
Chewy, yeah.
Yep.
You know, Georgetown, we didn't even have to bring our own towels. And they had, like, apparently no one, like, they were saying in the car on the way there that none of the boys even take towels to the games. And the club's just got them for them, ready to go.
Wow.
Which is pretty, elite stuff.
Well, you'd think so. You'd think it'd be a non-negotiable, wouldn't you?
Shout out to the property steward at Georgetown.
Yeah.
Well,
Potentially a link up there with...
Wouldn't be Schwegs, I'll tell you that much. Would not be Schwegs.
Jack Gunston, flowers.
I was... Oh, you don't have my notes? I had him down.
7.
For who played on him?
Team defence.
No, you know what? Actually, we were talking about this. Link and I were talking about this, and I'll review the game for you.
Okay, thanks.
Your defenders are actually setting up very proactively, so you can tell they're trying to learn a bit of team defence and play proactive in front of their man. It doesn't help when your midfield just let the team walk out of stoppage. They're always going to be able to hit a target. So, you've got to
Take that one to
take that. Who's the backs coach?
backs, Jed Adcock.
Jed Adcock, say, look, Jed, keep doing what you're doing. Maybe close the proactiveness a
Mid's
little
coach.
bit. Who's the Mitch coach?
Lee Adams.
Shove it up your ass, Lee. Patch. Honestly, he needs. Does he need a job here? He might need one.
Mick, you had one good set play where you...
We had a set play, did we?
Maybe.
to me.
It was
Go
coming out of... They were kicking out. and then he's kicked a goal within like 10 seconds. Do you know what I'm talking about or not?
More
It's
good
just a
luck than good management, was
Big
it?
like straight through the middle of the ground. He's got it from one end to the other in about 10 seconds and kicked a goal. And I was like, oh, that was all right.
Do more of that.
Do more of that.
Do more of that.
What was the atmosphere like, boys, there?
It's a cool little oval. It's nice
little
backdrop looking out the back.
It's getting developed. Did you know that? Redeveloped. They're
It's a
putting
little
more
bit,
seats in there.
little bit small, but like it was nice, wasn't it?
Yeah. Do you want to read the first note I've got on that game in the
Yes.
green?
Oh, yes. Link yelled out flowers to Mick at half time, and Mick didn't look impressed.
Oh, it was in game mode.
Yeah, of course.
Game mode.
Don't.
Did you eyeball him and still not give him anything?
No, when I saw it, you hear it a bit. Yeah, you hear it from.
You got a few people
There
yelling
was
out
a
flowers.
lot of people on the way there. A Faffer came up in the airport. Said,
Do you reckon
"G'day."
more faffers come up to you than the players?
Yeah. Genuinely, like I'm far more recognisable nowadays with this than the 141 game career across two clubs. But yeah, Link yelled. I gave you a little smirk. I gave you a little smirk.
You don't want him smirking, mate.
I had the confidence of a couple of hard solos, and I thought I probably should have done that.
And he looked up, and I was in the stands just waving. I don't think he saw me, but
But even this annoys me a little bit. This is the old school, bit of the Brett in me here, the old school is after a game, like I watch Carlton on Thursday, obviously, and post-game, you're always going to be on camera.
Don't smile.
I'm not saying don't smile, but just understand that you're going to be on camera. Don't go up and dap up your mates from the other team. You can say good day, even just say in a monotone voice, good to see you, mate, but let's chat after this.
Yeah.
Like, don't
even shake hands.
No, shake hands, but just get on, and if you lose, just get off, because you just don't want the pressure.
Who was slapping up?
There was a few.
That might be the review today.
Yeah.
Less of this.
And it's a little things. I just don't think it's necessary. Just get off the fucking ground. As a supporter, you don't want to see that.
I remember this sort of thing happened when I was playing. Remember we lost to Gold Coast up at Cairns. Carmichael Hunt kicked that winning goal.
Oh, no.
I had the glove on. I'm throwing the glove, and then blokes are still out there and they're slapping, and I was, get off the fucking ground. Let's go. I'm sick of this.
Did you grab the glove?
No, I left it. Someone else's treasure.
Clokey got it. Coming back. 2 points from this game for me was Gunners. Obviously, you gave him flowers before, but we just forget that he left Hawthorn for a year and then came back. How random was that?
He went to Brisbane, didn't he?
He went to Brisbane.
Got a
Then
little bit of sun and
then he goes,
humidity.
nah, not for me.
No, the joints got a bit
Stiffened up.
No, they would have got better because they were in the humidity.
Oh, and then he came back. Yeah. But how, from a guy that, he looked done when he went to Brisbane. Like he was playing in the NEFL, I think. And then he's come back and he's kicking 7.
Do you like that he came back and his number at Hawthorn is the same?
They kept it there.
Yeah, so.
He still wears 19 at Hawthorn.
No, I do like that, but I'm curious to how that happened because they mustn't have given it out. Yeah.
Like,
You don't tell me
we
that it
miss
was
you,
a
bro.
pre-planned sort of trade there, like the Tom DeConing, Matt Kennedy thing in.
Potentially, yeah.
No one wore 19 in 2023.
Yeah,
at Hawthorn.
they've kept it cool.
Watch this space. And the last one was a whiz goal of the year. Pretty good.
Outside amounts.
Don't think it's goal of the year.
No, it wasn't.
Hey,
Good
actually,
goal.
take this one to Lee Adams. Maybe don't let that happen next week, mate. Yeah?
it's pretty quick. He's pretty fast.
Yeah, mate. It's actually
The review
far
will
out,
just say
man.
wizard.
Do you know how
quick.
hard it is to do that? Like you
To come
have
off
to,
the back of the square and
No, well, it is. But to come out of stoppage and not have like a defender press up at him, that's pretty shit.
I think
Anyway.
one of the whiteboards will just say wizard. Too quick.
I think it goes into preservation mode, and that's what happens when you're getting beaten. Everyone's like, "Oh, I'm not going here to have one goal kicked on me, so I'm not going to press."
Yeah.
Mick, maybe.
Yeah.
That's a good point,
Yeah,
bro.
a lot of things broke down. What we've been good at for a little while in the last 6 or 8 weeks to North has been if one thing breaks down, usually the next thing can catch it.
Yeah.
On the weekend, it was just break down.
Dogs this week, so yeah,
Thursday.
bit of chance to bounce back.
Well, it will be especially after a good egging on Wednesday night.
Yeah, exactly.
you might want
Snowy
to
up.
find out where everyone lives.
Yeah.
I'll take this suburb, the city of Hobson's Bay. Now we'll get a few people involved.
Maybe a bit of roof rocking, a bit of nick knocking.
I don't reckon Sheezer would. He doesn't look like someone who'd throw eggs. He's
No,
too
no,
good
he'd
of
eat
a-
them.
Actually,
He's
I'll-
into Whole Foods.
we live in the same street. He's been egging me.
I'll put cheese onto Bond and Pelly's new deli.
Oh, yeah, and Q.
Archie's
He
milk
just
bar.
seems too good of a person
He
to
wouldn't
want to
egg,
egg someone.
Nor would I.
No, she's is too good of a kid.
Just on that game as well, we have to give Bond some flowers.
Oh,
250.
you want to go back 2
well,
games?
we forgot. Just say good stuff.
Yeah, he's
One
good.
of the absolute best. Best dog ever?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think
I
so.
agree.
Oh, what about Buster?
Rest in peace.
Buster was actually a shit dog.
Brett, you can't say that.
Wasn't trained.
No, it's his dog.
Boris is a brilliant dog. He was well
probably
trained,
listening
well
to-
He
mannered.
was. He saw you in past tense.
Oh, he's definitely blind now. He doesn't do anything.
He helped,
Lazy in
he
his bed.
helped you propose to Katie.
Buster did not.
No, Boris.
Boris did. I didn't say
He said Buster was a shit dog.
Buster was a non-trained, barking at thunder, chewing stuff.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, he needed a good hiding.
Oh, fucking hell. All right, moving on. Last thing on that game. You know Hansen Jr.? Whenever I see the name Hansen, it just reminds me of Lockie Hansen. Remember him? Played against me. Well, I think he was playing for Werribee and I was playing for Preston Bull Ants. But,
Can you check the stats on that one?
you know, I actually kicked 4 1/4.
No, I don't
Check
know.
this
Collingwood
out.
v
Check that
West
out,
Coast.
Link.
Didn't
I
see
kicked
any
4
of this with the
1/4
netball.
against Werribee at the Werribee Oval when they were running out to black and yellow. I'm not joking. I kicked 4 1/4.
So Collingwood,
In my
West
first year, we went
Coast,
Collingwood
2012.
West Coast while we were at the
Check it
netball.
out.
Mate, we don't care.
At Marvel on a Saturday night whilst you guys were at the netball.
Yes. So we didn't see much of this game.
So what time did you get home from the netball?
I was about 11:30.
Dylan?
About the same.
There was some concert on. Can you check to see what that was at Rod Laver? There's
He's
a
checking my
lot
stats.
of young people rolling out of Rod Laver, and they
reckon
look
Mbop was
bit,
on.
bit gothic and.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, it wasn't Slipknot, was it, Brett?
I would have been there if it was a Slipknot. I love Slipknot. Good old days, bit of wait and bleed.
Wasn't Marilyn Manson, was it?
Marilyn Manson. He's a sicko. I don't think they were there in town.
Oh, okay.
And I don't reckon they're filling out.
Yeah, fair enough.
I mean,
this game-
some gangster, I think it might have been. Or that's what the merch looked like.
Gangster.
I've got a BWS stat for you because we've got to get to this next game before Dill derails
Yes.
us again. Collingwood versus West Coast at Marvel. So last week's BWS stat for this, since 2018, Collingwood is one of only 2 teams that West Coast have a positive win-loss record against at 7-5. This includes the 2 finals. So Collingwood got the job done on Saturday night, no worries. But if you have a look at the best players,
Yes.
if you combine the age of the best players, I reckon
Pendlebury,
that's probably nearly the
45.
highest aged best players that you would have
Ever
had
have.
for a while. Pendlebury,
37?
yeah.
37.
Jeremy Howe, 35.
5, yeah.
Myercheck,
32.
yeah. The rest are relatively young.
Cameron, 31.
Sidebottom would have helped. That's the argument.
Then the Dacos boys.
West Coast hung in there, didn't they? They came out in first half.
Bit of a scrappy old
were in
game
it.
from all reports.
Yeah.
They were in it, Dylan.
Unpopular opinion.
That's not like you.
Marvel sucks. I don't want to watch footy there. I don't want to go there.
Why?
It just sucks. Like, don't you reckon?
Cold.
I don't know. I just don't even. Whenever
Dry.
there's a
It's
game
nice
like
and
Marvel,
dry.
I'm just like, Siebes, don't want to watch this.
So you'd much prefer to go to the G and watch
100%.
a 23,000.
Yeah.
It was Central C.
Who the hell
Was
is that?
it really? It was Central C playing, and we went to the netball instead. How good's that?
Who is he?
Just a rapper.
What does he do?
How can I
He's a
be
rapper.
homophobic?
My bitch is gay.
In other news, in round 9, 2012, in the Peter Jackson VFL,
Yes.
Dill kicked 4 goals in a 14-point loss to Werribee at Avalon Airport Oval.
Yeah.
All in one quarter. What did you do for the rest of the game?
Fitness was an issue at that.
Would you
point.
take the 4 goals?
4 1/4? No, it was. I kicked.
It was the
three,
third quarter.
3 1/4. didn't
Would
I? 4
2012 Dill, 2012 be, would you rather 4 goals in a 12-point loss or 1 goal
Yes.
in a 12-point win?
Nah, 4 and a loss. 100%. 100%.
This is Dylan. He likes marathons.
Fourth best.
Was that 4th best? Who else was in the best at that? Because I reckon like Brock McLean was playing.
And 11 years later, you would return to Avalon Airport Oval to do the
tell a
Q&A
story.
with your dad and get asked about the marathon.
Yeah.
A. Marcon, B. Bansgrove,
Adam Marcon, remember him, Brett?
Yeah.
J. Bootsmart,
Josh Bootsma.
M. Carter,
Mitch Carter.
Dill Buckley,
Yes.
Who's the best?
K. Lambert.
Kane
You
Lambert.
got better. You were better than Kane.
Yes. Yes, I was.
So if you had got to Richmond,
with Dusty,
you would have won.
You could have played a role.
potentially.
You could have been coming off the back of the square, take Dusty's man, let him shoot forward.
Yeah, you would have been playing the most selfless role in footy to help out Dusty. Instead, Kane Lambert took it on.
That's a good point. Never thought about it like
Sliding
that.
doors.
Never thought about
Apologies to Fergberg because we distracted from the Collingwood game.
Sorry, Fergberg. Sorry.
Speaking
Hey,
of
I
the-
actually heard some things about Fergberg. That someone's sent us in some. Apparently, Fergberg used to work at Richmond. which again is contradictory because he's a massive Collingwood supporter. So we'll find out more about that.
Brody Mychek won 50 games.
Dill's Wikipedia, the only thing someone's wrote on there is has ran a marathon before or something.
It's not funny.
Someone's gone on there and just wrote.
Not funny, guys. I did a lot of good things.
And news alert.
It's like personal life.
lives in the cloud.
He lives in McLeod, ran a marathon once, was fifth best at Werribee in 2012.
Kicked 4 goals in a quarter.
The Gold Coast Marathon is this weekend.
No, I can't talk about this yet because I haven't spoken to them.
You haven't spoken, but I'm going to hot off the press. He's a test to run.
I'm a test.
With a calf.
Got a baby moo.
And I know what people are saying about me.
Yeah.
I pull out of all these things. Someone said, I'm surprised he has 2 kids, so much this guy pulls out.
Well, that's why it was so
not
surprising.
funny.
It was
not
so
funny. That's
surprising at the
disgusting.
sportsman's
It's a disgusting
lunch
joke.
at Werribee that you'd finished the marathon. Everyone was like,
Well,
Supposed to be.
personal life in 2021, Buckley completed the Melbourne Marathon in 3 hours, 50 minutes, and 35 seconds.
Not a bad time.
no, it's
That's
slow.
like the only thing on his personal
That's
life.
shit. Anyway, I watched this. Look, there's not. I'm not.
Sorry,
Guys.
Gold Coast Marathon. I can't come. I've actually got an Airbnb in, where were you? Barwon Heads, and I've got a sauna session with Mitch Duncan.
No, I do not.
Spa.
I do not have a sauna. I'm not going away anyway. I hurt my calf again yesterday, which is. I had to get Juz to come pick me up. I'm lucky I had the fucking Apple Watch on because I was running.
Was this your run in the Yarra Valley? You were out in the...
No, I run.
In McLeod.
It's not McLeod. It's the Yarra Flats.
Oh, right.
Yeah, the
Okay.
flats.
With Doug?
Not with Doug. No, I was by myself, and I was doing a 10K.
Yeah, on Strava, you actually have the option. Did someone not record this run with you? Can you upload? Dylan, like, yes, I fuck Doug. Did you wear your watch?
It's not funny. It's not funny.
Doug and his shovel.
It's not funny. Anyway, I had my Apple Watch on.
Dylan and Doug.
I had
Can
my
you do a body with Doug?
A day in the life of Dylan and Doug.
Get that on
In the
Patreon.
cloud.
Faffers can't wait for Dylan and Doug.
Sponsored by, what's the local council out at McLeod?
Daniel.
Supported by the Banyule local.
Yeah, very funny. That's good. So I hurt my calf, and I was nearly 4Ks in. I was going to turn around at 5.
Yeah.
So I'm nearly the end. I was just going out and back. Did my calf. I had to call Juz off the watch to come and pick me up because
Doug didn't have his phone on him.
moving on. This is not funny anymore.
Doug was piggybacking Dill back with a car door calf.
Hey, next time, one of you take your phone.
Is Doug a runner, you reckon?
Shut up. All right. Hey, guess what? Speaking of West Coast,
Call Doug. Don't call Ashton. Call Doug.
I don't think Doug would appreciate it. We have someone coming in to the podcast now. Now, Link, tell me how this has worked out.
I got a DM from a listener saying he lived or played footy with our next guest in the Northern Territory and said that he didn't sound completely disinterested when he brought it up with him. And I flicked him a text and he said, yeah, mate, all good.
So he wasn't super keen, but he was.
He
somewhat
didn't
keen.
seem completely disinterested was the line I got.
Okay. This is Ashton Hams. Brett's just opened his emails. He's tuned out. So I won't even intro Brett. I'll just say it's, Mack, Link, and Mick and Dill. Give him a buzz. Do you have any questions for him?
One of Ashton Hams' friends plays at Surrey Park.
Oh, awesome.
I got a good question here.
Hello.
Ashton, it's Dylan Buckley here, mate. Mick Barlow, Mack, and Lincoln from Footy Friends. How you going?
Good, mate. How are you?
Good. Hey, thanks so much for joining us, mate. We very much appreciate your time.
Too easy, mate. Anytime.
Hey,
A bit nervous, but
no, don't be. Have you heard the stardom you've sort of, become on our show?
Oh, not really. I have had a lot of text messages from mates, so that's probably started it off. And yeah, I don't know what to expect, really. I don't know if you're just going to pull the piss out of me.
No. All love here, mate. All love. But we're here up in NT at the moment.
Yeah, living in Darwin, been up here for 5.5 years now, so we come up for 2, but we end up buying a house and we love it.
Yeah, Ashton, it's Mick. Good to hear your voice again. Who are you playing for up there? Because you were playing at... So footy goes all year round in the Northern Territory, does it? They play the summer comp. And what do you do now during the winter?
Summer, dry season, offline in and out of Cairns.
Yep.
And then at the moment, and then we're all wet season. So we start in October and sort of finish in March, and I'm playing at Tiwi Bombers.
Tiwi Bombers, that's right. And into South Cairns during the dry season.
I'm at Cairns City Lions, so with Flash Davey.
Oh yes,
Flash.
yes. More importantly, well, not more importantly, back when the AFL, I've got a very interesting note here about your AFL career. That in early days, because you're a mature age recruit, correct?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
But early days, you turned down an Eagles contract as they were aligned to East Perth, and obviously as a South Fremantle Bulldog, you hate East Perth.
Yeah, I didn't really like too many other teams, so I sort of had best of both worlds, I guess. I wasn't playing at Eagles, I'd be playing at South Freo with my best mates, so I didn't like the thought of going to East Perth and playing me footy, so I just went back to South Freo.
Yeah.
Ashton,
So I
talk
don't
us.
know if I had a contract, but I could have got delisted, but I'll never know.
So what they aligned with that? Like they let you just stay at your club.
Yep.
You got a bit of bargaining power there, Mick, which is a bit of bargaining power walking in. We love that. Stay firm. Hey, Ashton, give us some of your favourite memories of the Eagles around that time, coming in as a young. I know what it's like coming in and wearing the number 43. There's a lot of weight on the shoulders
very heavy.
with that number. Talk us through some of the old heads and the names and the characters, maybe the most niche teammate you've ever had whilst at the Eagles.
At the Eagles, it's pretty hard. I was pretty lucky. There's a lot of good blokes, as most footy clubs have. I sort of connected well with Lecra, JK, obviously playing up forward with those boys. Probably couldn't go past Big Nick Nat. He was pretty special as well.
Bo Wilkes.
So, yeah, and then you have the old heads as well, like Coxie and Embers and Curry all still around as well. So hearing a few of those stories was pretty cool as a 23-year-old coming into the AFL system.
And what are you doing with yourself now in so you got the footy stuff going on in Darwin, but day to day, what keeps you busy?
I've been working at Clontarf for about 8 years now. So I've been touring Indigenous boys at school.
Nice. Mate,
So, which I absolutely love. And I've got a really good school at the moment. And, it's keeping me up here as well.
hey, I just am realising here, boys, as we're talking to Hamsy, he's one of the absolute great men. One of the great men, and I just am so impressed. Mac, did you have a question?
Yeah. Hey, Ashton, it's Mack. I just want to say there's a bloke you used to work with named Darcy Sketcher who's plays at my footy club.
Yep. Yeah, beautiful. Yeah, he's a Clontarf.
That's it. Thanks, mate. That's
Mac,
all.
he doesn't give a fuck. He does not care about that at all.
If you
He's
want,
a very good man and he's very, very good at his job. So he's
So-
a good fella.
how are the South Can? Who did we say we play for? South Cairns? No, Cairns City Lions. How are we going this year? I'm just having a look.
Play HQ.
You've on Play HQ. You've only played the 3 games this year. I'd imagine logistics plays a fair part in this. The travel.
I got one month school holidays now, actually, so we fly out as a family, which we've done the last 6 seasons. This Friday and played 2 games, so that'll qualify, and then hopefully we can. We're not going too well at the moment, to be honest. So if any of you boys want to have a kick up in Cairns, let us know.
Money talks.
Yeah, get Mick up there.
Hey, Ashton, it's Lincoln, the producer here. I didn't get picked for the Claremont under-15s back in 2015, so I actually barracked for South Fremantle as a kid. Do you have any memories from the 2015 derby against East Fremantle where Paul Magumba kicked the winning goal?
No, my memory is terrible.
Well, I remember it very fondly, so good on you.
Link is he's a bit special, mate. He remembers most things.
I
And,
remember my 2 flags, and that's about it, to be honest.
Very good.
hey,
Sorry, mate.
Hamsy, you've been incredibly generous, and mate, we're incredibly impressed. We can't thank you enough for coming on the show, and you're a staple here, mate. We love you, and good stuff and all the great work you're doing, mate. So you're always a friend of the show. If you need anything, let us know.
Beautiful, mate. Thank you very much.
Thanks,
Appreciate
Andy.
it. If any
Good on you,
guys
mate.
play for the Bombers, let us know.
And so one last one. What number do you wear up there at the Cairns City Lions?
Nah, sorry, not 43.
Oh,
I was number 16. Actually, number 12. I was 16 a couple of years ago. Now I'm number 12.
They're just
you go.
jumping around like a flea.
Is that because of Sam Day by any chance at Gold Coast?
Nah, sorry, mate.
Yeah. All good, Hamsy.
Oh, moving on.
Mate, we love
Thanks,
you.
Hamsy.
Good stuff. You're a star.
Thank you.
Well done.
Appreciate it, boys.
See you, mate.
What a great man.
Good
What
human.
a great man. Just a really
And he's
good bloke.
off to Cairns for a
He's off
couple of
to
weeks
Cairns,
with the
doing
family.
some good
School
work.
holidays.
Living in the NTs. Love it.
Power rankings, Brett?
He'd be up there.
Well, we get a chance.
No,
yeah.
he'd be up there on Wednesday with a
tuned.
chat.
Doug's looking good this week.
Doug's coming with a
Doug's
rush.
Yeah.
Don't.
He's a wrecked.
2
Doug.
games
He's
on
coming up that quick.
Sunday to wrap out the round
Yeah,
because
I'll
hard
take
out
the
is
first one.
fast
Yeah,
approaching.
hard as first.
You take the first one.
Richmond Adelaide at the MCG. I actually went to this game.
Yeah, I
Called
was
the
there too.
training with Max. Went with Will. We were sitting in some really good seats, actually. We sat.
That doesn't matter. What happened in the game?
No,
More
but I'll tell you
importantly,
what.
how did you get there?
The train with Max and the seats were great.
And Will-
Mate.
People want to know
Seriously,
what happened,
mate.
mate.
Do not.
I sat on the wing,
Oh.
second level,
Yeah.
right, pretty much
Overlooking the centre circle.
Overlooked the line would have cut me straight down the middle. I was right there, so I could see both ends really well.
Did you hit the canteen up at any stage?
We had some chips, meat pie, and a few other things. But yeah, it was good.
And you get the train home as well?
We did get the train home as well. It was great. We were going to go around the rooms, but Max was getting a bit grizzly, so I was like, let's get home, mate.
Let's get on that Banyule line.
Yeah, let's get home. You know what I had to do, actually? I had to get the train.
Yeah.
And I got off at Clifton Hill Station because it was a Mernda, and then I had to get back on and get on the Hurstbridge line.
It's hard getting the train with your calf.
Was that a bit of comfort food? Was it because you did your calf? Yeah.
Is McLeod on the Hurstbridge line?
It is, yes. I didn't go to McLeod, obviously, because I don't live there. But anyway. Yeah, look, I'll tell you what.
Game.
I got a new favourite player.
Name?
Dan Curtin.
Okay.
He was
Tricky
and
because
is
it's hard to keep up with all your favourite players.
unbelievable. Mate, the size of this lad. He's bigger than Fogarty.
Yep.
Can move, like, thick as all...
See Claremont?
Erect and full-blooded and can run and can kick. And he nearly ended up with 3.
26 and 2 he had.
Yeah, nearly ended up with 3.
Breakout game for the kid.
Unbelievable.
Like his story, because like his story a little bit better than the train to the game part of it. Meat pie and sitting overlooking the circle.
I didn't tap on him the way there either. Oh, fuck him.
You dog.
Yeah.
So he's one that early day, like, because in his draft, early days, he was spruiked as kind of on top 2 or 3 pick, wasn't he? Because the West Coast were...
And Adelaide, they traded up to get him.
Yeah, and what number did he go? Like
7?
6
or 7. 8.
So, in his first year, fairly inconsistent, just kind of in and out of the side. Just doesn't sometimes always just happen straight away for some
No,
of these
but they stuck with him and they've got
players.
games into him too, Mick, I think, which is giving him that
Flowers and
confidence.
Nixie.
But then just re-signed for another couple.
They put him in
or
different
3s.
positions. They played him as a winger.
He's played forward. He played wing really well.
So good on the wing.
Yeah.
He was a Freo fan growing up, Mick. So
Was he?
Probably enjoyed
He can
your work.
run too. He can run, the boy.
Yeah.
Bit like a Mick Barlow
Big
type.
Phil Thorpe
Flowers.
as well. Big Riley.
I heard I got a few DMs that you were fucking his name up on radio yesterday.
I went with Tilthorpe early because that's what I thought it was.
Philthorpe.
But it's Thilthorpe. But it's not Thompson. It's Thilthorpe.
He was good yesterday. Kicked a few late as well, but big boy.
Big hands. And Jordan Dawson, he was best on ground, I thought.
Good
yesterday.
player.
Richmond
McElhaney Ford was nice on Vlaston. I can't never
wasn't
say
really
Vlaston.
on him.
Was he good on listening?
He was
Who's he on?
Vlaston. Vlaston.
Yeah.
Vlaston. Yeah. Nick is his name. Wasn't really on him, to be honest. I know it looked like it, but he wasn't.
Well, and you were just about to make a point on Richmond, Brett.
Looks like we're just starting to get a little bit tired down there, the Tiggies. Young players, which you'd understand, but just looking for green shoots
Did
throughout.
Rither Malga play?
Yeah, Algam River.
Yeah, two goals.
Jasper. Yeah, kicked, mate. He's looked all right. Got his first full game, which is good. Come out and kicked a couple, which was nice. Got his first with a, not how you'd probably draw it up, but on the goal line.
Yeah.
What do we do with Tom Lynch?
How many weeks do you reckon he gets? Do you reckon he gets weeks? He didn't actually make connections.
I think it's the act, though. I reckon they'll say 5.
10 weeks.
You reckon he'll get 5?
What do you reckon he'll get more?
There's footage of him like kicking a bloke as well.
No,
The kicking was almost worse, to be honest.
You can't do
I don't
that.
think he actually kicked any.
But even like having your foot around someone's head's pretty bad.
There's going to be 2 people going at it.
Yeah.
I don't think so. I'd be surprised if he gets done for his foot near his head.
I reckon, what do you reckon he'll get 10?
I never said 10.
Oh, I thought you said 10.
Where'd you pull 10 from?
Do you reckon I'm saying 5's too much? Or,
Yeah, I reckon it's probably a bit much.
Oh, it's tricky. Oh, gee whiz, because he
he
didn't...
swung at someone
impact.
and
Low
he's kicked
impact.
someone in the face.
But didn't really.
The kick. Let's move on from the kick.
Okay.
Yeah, it wasn't Barry Hall v. Brent Staker.
He boot massaged someone.
No, he didn't.
But the thing is, if the punch had connected,
Where did you watch the replay? I don't know.
I was on the
you
wing.
sent a wing.
On the wing. Yeah, on the TV, on the big screen.
When a player fronts off their own bat, off their own bat, brings over Mitch Cleary, the Maasai, and says, probably need to do a piece to camera here with you.
Yeah.
Just to get on the front foot.
Yeah, it's good to get on the front foot.
I think he's probably acknowledged he's in a little bit of trouble.
He did. He acknowledged that he went outside the rules.
Yeah. So he'll get weeks.
I would have thought he'd get a couple. Yeah, but I don't think it's worth more than that because he didn't really make that good a connection. The act looks putrid. I'm not condoning that for 1 second, but it's...
Tigers, you can't fight.
You can't fight. You can roar. Nothing wrong with roaring.
you play the jungle drums.
You can do that. You cannot swing your paws.
Dill, how'd you jump over the Mikey fence if you didn't tap with your calf?
Yeah.
That would have been hard.
What did you teach Max? When you get there to Richmond Station?
No, I didn't tap on at McLeod. That's what I'm saying.
So
how do you get off?
How do you tap off? Because you
Yeah.
can't tap off unless you've tapped
I didn't tap off. I just walked straight through.
Oh, so
no
you went
gate
through the
at
wheelchair
Jollymore.
access, did you?
Is there no
Jollymore,
gates?
there's no
where you
gate.
go-
I just walked straight through, brother.
So I thought you might have got off.
Straight fucking through. I saw them and they looked at me and I said, "What? What are you going to do?"
Jeez, they just had to run after you because you couldn't run.
You
Little did
tight
they know. They probably could have.
Mate, I had 4 Mikeys and none of them had
Money on them.
money on them.
It is to our friends at Mikey a shit-out system.
It's a shocking system.
Right. So it wasn't
I actually saw
rebellion.
them speaking to Jacinta Allan about this on the radio. How can you not just tap your fucking iPhone on it?
Yeah, like your credit card.
Yeah.
I agree.
Anyway.
Moving on.
Moving on.
Yeah.
All right.
Fremantle versus St Kilda round out the game.
Round of the game.
The
I didn't.
games
So
of the weekend.
I was on the train on the way back after this one. So
Yeah, and it was a 3-hour commute, so you wouldn't have seen much of this one.
bus and the train and the it was all happening.
Went via Shepparton to get to McLeod.
He was so committed to not tapping on that he was.
Bugger this. Where's the gates at?
Yeah, with that gate's open, I'm walking through there. Or that train door's open, I'm just getting in.
You two have been very silly today. I don't like it.
Oh, there's a bus. A V line. Where's that take?
Fremantle defeated St Kilda 81-69 in front of 41,600 at Optus. That's great.
You go to the SPC factory.
Couple of cans of tin peaches.
Need to grow up, guys. It's just not funny. It's not funny. Hey, how good was Tracy's tackle? Oh,
Oh, there's my Carlton
That was
drive.
my Carlton drive,
3.5. No, it wasn't. I
3.5%.
said it, you flog.
yeah, that was
the
honestly.
rundown.
Did you see him? He put his head down, like literally head down, and just started sprinting.
And he actually got checked.
Yeah,
checked.
got checked early.
yeah.
And I nearly buffeted him big sausage rolls hands.
Yeah, he thought he was carrying a big plate of sausage rolls.
Someone
and
was taking them
"They're
away from
mine,
him." Yeah.
They're mine. Mum made them
Mummy,
and they
they're
are
my
mine.
sausage rolls. Get back here.
That was an amazing. And the tackle too. Like, he absolutely shit mixed him. And then
dug
got into
the
him
ground,
too. It
which
was amazing.
I didn't think
Dug him into the
Jakey
ground.
Tracy
Yeah.
had in him. I thought he was very humble and
I don't
sausage
know.
rolls.
He's big
White
on that.
line fever.
Amazing tackle. That's one of those ones that'll get replayed for years to come.
Yeah, the Saints played this one well. They congested stoppage. They turned it into a real shit fight for a long period. Took away the strengths of the Dockers, their midfield. Sarong, Brayshaw,
Sarong's
the
all
likes
right.
limited their space.
Who did Windhager
And
play on?
credit to the lads there at the Dockers. Found a way in the last quarter,
Dockers.
largely through their big boys, Jackson, Darcy, and Jakey Tracy.
And Sido Vicentini.
Silo Vicentini
Had the bye because he.
had nothing to do with this game.
Because remember, I thought he played for Fremantle last week. That was just a joke. Hey, he's a good man though, Sido.
and
He's
Fox-
actually getting around us on
Yeah, he
Insta.
did. He's all about it.
Absolute ripper. Did his brother shit mix someone on the weekend too? Knocked out.
Well, not really. He just stood there and
Nah,
Adam
he
Sard.
raised his elbow and punched him in the face. Jesus, Brett. Relax, okay?
Mate, you're throwing out shit mixes like you do your flowers.
Sorry.
Like it's ridiculous.
Who did he knock out though?
Mate, Adam Sard ran into his shoulder.
Yeah, he will never play again after that.
Oh, wouldn't have bruised the grape.
Moving on, back to Fremantle. Good on you, Flowers. Justin Longmuir, congrats.
Found a way, 5
Yeah.
half-time calf warming up.
Yeah.
Maybe you could give him a call, mate. I reckon. Talk through your calves.
Look, it's one of those things. Just feel bad for Fifey because he's one of the at his best was one of the best. But it's just sad no one gets to pick the way they finish. You know, it's a humbling game.
How old is he? Link? He's 32?
30,
33?
30
his date
no,
of
I
birth?
reckon he'd be nearly 30.
What's his date of birth? Where's he be?
I reckon he'd be 34 this
I
year.
actually do
This
know
is a
really.
dress.
I reckon he'd be 34 this year.
34 this year, yeah.
This is Lincoln's favourite player of all time, by the way.
Actually, my dad is my favourite player of all
Hey,
time.
yeah, true.
And
Hey,
then
Link,
he's
what
got-
number was he before he was number 7?
13.
No.
Yes, he was.
Yes, he was.
He was 19, wasn't he?
No.
He's
You're talking
13.
the wrong
Shut up.
person.
Joking, 13.
You know who was 19 when number 19 when Fifey rocked up?
Clayton Hinkley.
Clayton Hinkley.
Was he actually? Do you know what I didn't realise the other day? I know, besides that one, that stuffed me a little bit. I know most numbers of people. I love the changes. Did you know?
Hayden Ballantyne wore 17 in his first year.
Yes, I did
throw a
know.
few at you.
No. Okay, you can, but just give you this one. Do you know what number Dangerfield was? His first number at Crows?
Yeah.
What?
Oh, I saw it just the other day, too.
Yeah.
He went to 32, but he was...
1 year. He had 1 year at this number.
Had 27?
No. It's the most random number that you would think.
38?
No.
No, it's lower.
28.
19. He was 19, number 19 at the Crows for a year.
Yeah.
How weird's that?
It's pretty
Then went to the 32. Then
What
the 35.
number does Sido?
He's actually the
wear?
only person that's ever gone up each time. 19, 32, 35.
What number does Sido Vicentini wear?
Sido Vicentini wears, I reckon he wears a 38.
39. His
39,
wears,
is it?
Brother of Sido.
Where's 38?
Deal, I just found someone who's gone up.
Who?
Dale Kickett went number 12, number 33, number 52.
Wow, how did you do that?
That's pretty good.
Brett went up 3 to 7.
True.
You went up, Deal, 7 to 43.
Yeah, same.
I went down 21 to 20.
Do you know the good thing about the
I wore 80 on the weekend.
7 and 43 was 4 plus 3 is 7. Now, just on the 5 thing, I don't know where I was going with it, but just, yeah, flowers to him. Hopefully he's okay.
Yeah.
Not the flowers in
Commiseration
terms of
flowers.
good stuff. They're like,
Condolences.
get well soon flowers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Anything else to
Hey,
say?
a
mate?
good,
Who
the
takes a
Viking,
7?
The Flying Viking.
Who's a fine Viking? Oh, Taru. 19 spoils or 14
Oh,
spoils or
just
something?
out of control.
Had 10 at half time.
Looks like the old give him a pre-season because he still looks all arms and legs, skin and bone. Kind of looks like a boy out there, boy amongst men, but can play.
He's good. I met his mum actually at the draft.
Did you?
Yeah, she's a lovely lady. She was very happy that he's staying in Melbourne.
Tell you what's a great story, Flowers. Remember all the song and dance about Hugo Garcia getting subbed out at
That's right. Yeah.
halfway to the second earlier in the year? Best players, St Kilda. Garcia.
Corruption. There you go. How good is that? Good on him.
You got to get to work after a little bit of adversity in
Is
life,
that the one
and he's
that
done
you
it.
like apparently had a meeting with?
Yes, that's the one.
I've got one more thing to say on this St Kilda. So they've obviously got their war chest. They're going after TDK, which it looks like he's going to go there. Why, if I was St Kilda and I had 1.7,
Yeah.
I'd be giving 1.7 to Zach Butters.
The whole
And you know what Zach Butters would say to that? Keep it. I'm not coming there.
Really?
Yeah.
It's a lot of money though.
Yeah, I get it. But is Zach Butters, he's going to get close to that. Not quite that sort of money, but Port Adelaide are going to make it
Apparently
very
his contract, the one that they're offering is like the best contract ever.
Do you think, right, is he more likely to stay at Port Adelaide or be in Victoria come the end of the year?
I think he's more likely to stay at Port Adelaide.
Really?
I reckon he'll sign like a 2-year with an extension of like a 10 or whatever, like that, like a big one. 10's a bit too many.
You know, that
but
can never actually be put into a contract. There's just more agreement. Shake hands.
It's good to know. But yeah, I reckon he'll stay at Port.
Unless
I reckon
it's a trigger. It's got to be put in as a trigger. Which says he's got to hit parameters or games played or something.
I reckon he'll stay at Port.
Yeah.
I reckon because Mitch is firing. Him and Mitch are best mates. Mitch is firing up now. He's pulled his finger out of his ass this year. Finally started
Did
kicking
the
some
sauna
goals.
with the clothes on.
Did some sauna with the clothes on. Plays darts.
Yeah.
And
Blocks your calls.
I think that because he's a Western Australian.
The thing is,
I reckon they'll both
if
stay.
Zach Butters was to leave, and I'm not getting
But I
involved.
think Nazai Wanganeen Malira will go to Port as well.
If Zach Butters was to leave, they could still play darts because they're actually playing virtually. Even
That's
though,
what- I was thinking that.
even though they live probably
But the
within,
Wi-Fi sometimes can play up
in Melton
further
or
in Melton,
Darley,
and if he went
where
to
Zach is.
WA or
So if he gets all that money, he's going to go and live in Melton.
yeah,
well, he's from Bacchus Marsh.
Dill's got all this money and lives in McLeod.
I can't, I don't know.
Anyway, it's going to be a watch this space, isn't there? There's a fair bit of stuff going on.
Yeah.
Fair bit of
Big
stuff
ruck
going on.
merry-go-round will happen there with TDK, and then we'll see what happens off the back of that.
TDK, Rowan Marshall, Drapes, and
Nazai Wanganeen Malira, and then we've got
Riley
Butters.
O'Brien. Could be a big year.
Bit of trade happening.
Side of Vicentini.
Oscar Allen, where's he going? What's
He's
he
going
going
to
to do?
Brisbane, isn't he?
We get into trade space. We might
I
have
love
Mitch Cleary
trade
on.
stuff. I love trade stuff.
Why don't we get Brett Cleary on?
Oh, Brett Cleary.
All right, let's get going.
I'll
We've
bring
got
my
a
brother.
hard out. What are you doing today? You're going to Xavier with the boys. You got a session off
Offside,
site.
yeah. Bit of water
Nice.
polo.
That's
Do you
awesome.
realise?
That'll get you better.
Sometimes you got to break it up.
Yeah, sometimes the monotony.
So just to recap the episode, Mavs Nation off
Yeah.
the top. Anyway, Brett. Footy Friends is brought to you by BWS. Need game day, Bevies, Brett.
Yeah, love a game day.
Yeah,
Derby.
we'll go to the netball again.
Yeah, maybe we
That's
will.
one of the Mavies.
Travis Cloak later in the week.
Travis Cloak on, later on, which will be great.
Last
10
session of AFL
questions,
Clubby
flowers,
Wednesday
flowers,
night.
flowers.
Brett and Dill will be there.
Remember
With the whistles
to
on.
follow Footy and Friends via all the other things, and we love you and we
Underscore.
appreciate and thanks so much, everyone. Cheers.
Oh, what a good episode that was. That was full of laughs, wasn't it? Let us know in the comments who you thought was best on today, who was worst on, and who are you giving flowers to. Before I go, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. And, thanks for watching. Cheers. It's probably good.